Good morning, my dear senior inter students. Welcome to this virtual class. As you know, most of the colleges have been reopened and 80 to 90% of the students are attended to college. So it is successful. Almost we have come to the end of the second year inter English syllabus also. See, today we are going to see an interesting one and also very important question item, that is conversation, dialogue writing. As you know, this conversation is an important one because it is a communication skill. Nowadays, communication skill plays an important role in getting a job. In every interview, you will be tested your fluency in English. So why this question item is very important, you should practice well. For this question, for this communication skill, for building conversation, we require certain guidelines. We should know what to do, what not to do. It is actually a formal approach. It is a natural approach. There will be number of questions. After every question, there will be a response from the other person. So it is the important one. And this dialogue writing, sometimes it may be person to person dialogue writing, and sometimes it may be a telephonic conversation. Sometimes it may be a telephonic conversation, and it happens for anyhow. The language is important. We should have that fluency. That's important. So let us see the dialogue writing. First, introduction. Next, certain guidelines to build conversation. Next, some of the model conversations, let us see here, and conclusion. In between, there are a few situational conversations that we have built here, we have created here. So these models will be very helpful to you. And finally, I have given an assignment also. If you practice one or two, that will do well. See, introducing oneself, formal greetings, and what will be the response for formal greetings. These are all important. If you see one or two conversations, if you practice one or two dialogues, actually you will get some interest and automatically you learn. You will come to a position to give response immediately, and that is enough. Actually, this is a communication just for the sake of marks, and it is a written communication, but actually it is a oral communication. This conversation is very natural, sometimes informal, so it is only for the sake of marks we build here. Sometimes it is an imaginary conversation between two people, teacher and student, principal and student, passenger and conductor, doctor and patient, and railway ticket collector and a passenger. So these are very common things. These are very important in our daily life. Sometimes we don't know how to respond to the people when they ask certain questions and how to respond to certain greetings. If we closely observe this, certainly it will be very helpful to everyone. So as intermediate students, you should pay attention and learn this, and it will be more and more helpful to you in facing the interviews and also in getting jobs. Okay. First, let us see the introduction. Conversation practice. Conversation is a form of communication, and it is usually more spontaneous and less formal. It should be very spontaneous. It cannot be a delayed process. It should come very spontaneously. Actually, we start conversation for the purpose of pleasant engagement, engaging the time, engaging the situation, in order to meet new people, to find out information, and to enjoy social interactions. So in a classroom, it is quite natural, the interaction between teacher and students. And when you interestingly, very actively participate in these interactions, that's the very important one. And automatically you will gain how to build conversation. This will give you practice in using English to perform some preliminary communicative functions required during your everyday social and professional interaction with others. So everywhere this is common. So the interaction is very common in and around our home or in the office or in our profession, wherever we go. So the small interactions that will be very helpful for building a big conversation tables. That's the students are at intermediate level need to acquire effective conversation skill because it is very helpful in getting higher education positions and sometimes very suitable jobs. For all IT jobs, our communication skill is very important. How we converse with others, what kind of language do we use, how politely do we use the language. So polite way, and at the same time sometimes formal, sometimes informal way of spontaneous words. The words must come very spontaneously. So you should concentrate on different situational conversations. So polite expressions, small talks, short sentences, and others. And we should use them in our day to day life. So, using proper language with proper respect, polite way, and also the important thing is how to respond to the situation. So, our conversation may vary from situation to situation. So why? The important thing is practicing is important. Unless we have practice, we cannot do anything. So we should practice this conversation building from intermediate level, and that will be more and more helpful in our next level for getting certain courses, certain higher education, and good positions and getting jobs also. So let us see different expressions used in formal and informal situations. See, first thing is greeting. Actually, these conversations begin with greetings. Generally, we start our interaction when we see people, we greet them, we wish them a good morning, sir, good morning, madam, good morning, my dear friend, how are you? Say good afternoon, good evening, hello, how are you, hi, how do you do? These are the common greetings we start when we come across people, whether uh, official or our relatives, whoever it may be. Greeting is a very good process. And how do we respond? What are the responses? How do we respond to the greetings? When others say good morning, automatically we too say good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, my dear student. Good morning, my dear sir. So, how are you? What may be the response? Fine. How are you? Next, good evening, good evening. Hello, hello. Hi, hi. How do you do? How do you do? How are you? I am fine. I am excellent. I am nice, quite okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So, these are the greetings and responses to the greetings. So, actually, the conversation, imaginary conversation, begins with greeting. And also, the good conversation ends with greeting. So, ending with thank you, see you, we shall meet you again, nice, nice time. we have spent. So these are some kind of very formal greetings that we use in the beginning of the conversation and at the end of the conversation. Next, introducing oneself. For example, how I introduce myself with others. Hello, sir. I am Raju. I'm in Senior Inter MPC group. I am from Tirupati. Hello, sir. Let me introduce myself. I am Raju from Tirupati. I will introduce myself. I am so and so. Hello, sir. I am Deepthi. I am from Bangalore. Next, please call me Kohli, sir. This is my name. My name is Virat. I'm a software engineer. I'm studying in APRJC, Gyarampalli. So in this way, we introduce, I am so and so. Hello, sir. May I introduce myself? This is Bhupati and I am from Chittoor. So in that way, we introduce. See, very polite way of using language is important here. Sometimes we introduce our friends to others. How do we introduce others? I would like to introduce my friend Mr. Anantarao. He is our new English lecturer from Vizag. It's my privilege to introduce my friend Rakesh. Let me introduce my friend. May I introduce my brother? It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend. I would like you as to introduce my friend. Hello, Sandhya, meet my cousin. The simple way is, hello, my dear friend, meet, he is my cousin. Hello, Yashwant, meet my sister, Bimal. So in that way, introducing others is also very important. And we should know how to do this. Hello, may I introduce my sister? Hello, I would like to introduce my sister. Hello, this is my sister. The simplest way is, hello, this is my sister, Bhargavi, that is. So giving personal information, sometimes when you face an interview, they will ask you, say something about you. My name is Bhupati. I am 20-year-old boy. My native place is Chittoor. I'm a student of intermediate MPC group. I have completed my first year intermediate. I would like to do this. My hobbies are reading books and playing cricket. I'm fond of games and sports. I am interested in painting. I am delighted to be a very good officer. I am happy to be here. I am looking forward to meeting you, seeing you. So this is personal information. So one should know, first of all, giving personal information. Sometimes in the interview, they would ask you, the interviewer would ask, who are you? Say something about you. Where are you coming from? Who are your parents? And what do you do now? What's your interest? What are you fond of? What are your hobbies? So for everything they won't question, simply they ask, say something about you. So for that, so we should give the complete information in this way. Your name, sometimes your parents, and sometimes where are you coming from, and your educational qualifications, your hobbies, your interest, what are the things that you are interested in, and who are your good friends and reference. All these things you should give. Next, making request. So making request is another important one. It is simple. So there are different ways of making interest. So we can use, generally people use please for all requests. Please give me open. Please help me. Please move. Please take this. Please lend me 10 rupees. This is a very plain one. Everybody uses it. Nothing wrong. This we can use in our conversation also. When we use please means automatically it is very polite. There is nothing wrong. Give me your pen. This is a very plain sentence. Please give me your pen or give me your pen please. It is a very polite sentence. Sometimes we use the models can you, could you, will you, would you. So very, very more polite expression. If you don't mind, post this letter, please. So this is very, very formal, very, very formal. I wonder if you would shut the door, please. Simply we can say, please shut the door. But when we want to make it very polite means, I wonder if you would shut the door, please. So these are the different ways of making request. As students, learn one or two forms. If you learn one thing, automatically you can you please give me your pen? Could you please give me your pen? Could you give me your pen, please? Would you give me your pen, please? Will you give me your pen, please? So all these are the same, but changing the modal auxiliaries, that's all. Whatever it may be, this please maybe added. That will make your sentence very nice, very polite. Would you lend me rupees 500? Or please lend me rupees 500. Both are good. It's nothing wrong using please. Seeking permission. So when coming to this permission point of view, it's very simple. May or can. Mainly may or can. Generally, to ask permission, enter the class. May I come in? Shall I get in? Can I come in? May I use your mobile? Can I use your mobile for a call, please? May I know your group? May I know your name? May I sit beside you? Could I leave the office a little early today? May I take leave now? May I leave the class a little early? Shall I go out? Shall I take it? May I use it? May I drink water? May I use your pen? So in this way, may or can generally use it to talk about permission, seeking permission. So when seeking permission, can or may, very generally used sometimes, could, that becomes polite also. That becomes somewhat polite also. So instead of using could, simply you can go with may or can. Shall I? These are the things. Making offer. Can I help you? May I help you? That is actually seeking permission to help. Making offer. Can I help you? Can I get you a cup of coffee? Uh, would you mind if I give you a cup of tea? Will you please? Can I bring you? Can I help you? May I help you? So there is a light difference between seeking permission and making offer. So when making offer, we almost seek permission. That is a thing. But coming to the next one, suggestion, advice. So this is an important one, no confusion. Actually, advice is a little bit next level. A suggestion, it needs no experience. Simply we can say something is good, you should go and watch it. Something is bad, you shouldn't do. For example, smoking, it's not a good thing. You should avoid smoking, should not smoke. You should avoid coming late. You should all bring textbooks. So these are the different ways. See, when coming to the advice or suggestion, we generally use shall, should, let, why don't, if I were you. This is very, very, formal. If I were you, I would not make such promises. That means very, very formally we are saying that. Giving suggestions or advice. Shall we watch the cricket match tonight? Shall we go for a movie tonight? Shall we go for a walk? Shall we join our friends? Let's join the spoken English course. Shall we go out now? Why don't you consult a doctor? So this is Pakka suggestion. When your friend is unwell, you can give this suggestion. Why don't you consult a doctor? Why don't you see the doctor? Why don't you go to your doctor? See, don't waste your time, please. It is very rarely. See, work while you work, play while you play. Very plain. You would better stop smoking. Instead, you can say you should stop smoking. So this is you would better, it is better. So this is also another form of suggesting. It's better if you would join MTC group. So this is giving what suggestion. I advise you to consult the manager. This is an advice. I sincerely advise you not to neglect your studies. Giving suggestions, it's simple, and advice a little bit the next level. So for suggestions, generally should and ought to. You should consult the doctor. You ought to consult the doctor. That is a thing. Next, seeking information. Seeking information, it's very thing. Please tell me what has happened. Please inform. When do you come back? Tell me the way to junior college, please. Will you tell me? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Please tell me. These are all seeking information. So we are trying to know what happened. For example, on the road, an accident happened. You suddenly go there. People are gathered. You ask, can you tell me what happened? So this is a way of seeking information. Would you mind telling me the bus fare to Kuppam? Could you tell me the way to the medical shop? Will you tell me the way to the medical shop? Please tell me whether our principal is on leave or coming today. So this is the real way of seeking information. Actually, a simple way. Please inform me, or could you tell me the way to post office? That is seeking information. Could you tell me the way to post office? Could you tell me the way to bank? So this is when somebody asked this type of question or this type of thing, someone comes and seeking information from you. If it is a positive answer, yeah, with pleasure. Yes, certainly, sure. So your friend or somebody, a stranger asks you, could you tell me the way to the post office? Sure, with pleasure. If it is negative answer, sorry, I don't know. I'm really sorry. I'm extremely sorry. I am helpless. Sorry, I am helpless. So these are the negative expressions, negative responses. Expressing apology. When it is an apology, generally we use sorry. I am sorry. I am really sorry. I am very sorry. I am extremely sorry. Sorry to disturb you. I am sorry. There's no other way. So I feel very sorry. These are the ways of expressing apology. Expressing agreement. I agree. I do agree. I think you are correct. I agree with you. That's good. That's it. That's great. So these are the different ways of expressing our agreement. Simple way. What a good idea. I agree with you. I go with you. You are absolutely right. You are perfectly correct. That's disagreement. Sorry, that's not right. I don't know. I say this is wrong. This is perfectly wrong. So I say this is not correct. So these are the ways of expressing disagreement. Generally, coming to the telephone talk, this is very important. Every one of us should know. When you call someone, first you introduce, hello, I am Rajesh speaking. Is it my uncle Kumar? Yes. In this way, you start the telephone conversation. Telephone conversation is very, very important. First, we should say our name. Hello, this is Ram Kumar speaking. Who is on the other side? Who is on the line? This is the way of asking. Hello, could I speak to Mr. Raidu, please? I am Usha speaking. Can I speak to Archana, please? Hi, is Prakash there? If so, please call him. I'm sorry, he is not available at present. For example, you get the response. Sorry, Prakash is not here. Sorry, this is wrong number. Sorry, it is not what you are calling, please be on the line. I will call, for example, if there is a person, please be on the line. I will call him. I will call Prakash. Could you please ask him, give a ring? So if the person is not there, please give me my mobile number. Could you repeat the number, please? Thanks for calling. So these are the different ways. But anyhow, when you begin the conversation, when you begin the telephone conversation, I mean, when you ring up to your friend means first you say, hello, this is so and so. Who is on the line? Is it Ramesh? Oh, yes. Then you can start what you want to say or what you want to give him. This is the thing. So the gentle way of introducing or starting the telephone conversation is first you should say your name. That's very important. Soon after ringing, don't say who is there, who is on the line. So this is a very irregular way of talking with other people. So it's not the good way. Next, so with all these, we can see one conversation. It is a model conversation. We can see an imaginary conversation between a teacher and a student who has come to class late. The student has come to class late. So this is an imaginary conversation. Generally, it happens in every school, in every class, during the first period in the morning or in the afternoon. It's quite common. Certain students come late. Student, good morning, sir. May I come in? Already the teacher is inside the class. Good morning, Naveen. Why are you coming late? Sorry, sir. Bus was late. But coming to the real life situation, a student do not say sorry. Simply bus late, sir. That is. But the actual thing is, sorry, sir. My bus was late. The bus was late. So Naveen, don't blame the bus. It's not the bus. You missed the bus means you did not reach the bus stop in time. So the boy says, I came to the bus stop at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So you, teacher says, you have to come to the bus stop a little early because the bus exactly starts at 8:30 means you should come at least a few minutes before. Yes, sir, I will start early from home from tomorrow onwards. So teacher again asks, Naveen, at what time do you get up in the morning? Sir, I wake up at 6 a.m. daily. Naveen, it's not right. You should wake up at 5 a.m. So that will be the right time. Yes, sir, from tomorrow onwards, I will try. It's my last warning. If you are late tomorrow means I won't allow. I strictly punish. Okay, sir, sure. I will not be late. Now you may come in. Thank you very much, sir. So the conversation should go very smoothly. It is the way of building a conversation. So actually, it should end with some kind of thank you, sir. You see, this is the formal greeting. It begins with good morning and ends with thank you. So this is a very good conversation. And in the same way, let us see a model conversation, the second one, an imaginary conversation between a passenger and the clerk at the railway reservation counter. Generally, we go to railway station to the reservation counter, and it happens quite naturally. We ask something and he would give response. The clerk says something. So this is a very interesting one. Good morning, sir. You can begin. Yes. How can I help you? What can I do for you? Sir, I want to go to Vijayawada. Could you please tell me if a berth is available, if a seat is available like that? Please tell me the date of your travel. So it is on 15th of this month. It's on 23rd of this month. It's on 31st of this month. Do you want a berth in AC or non-AC? No problem, sir. Any class. Please wait, let me check. Madam, it's available. Sir, one more thing, I want to book for return journey also. Yeah, it's Okay. When? When do you want to have return journey ticket? My return journey will be on 25th after 10 days of this month. May I use the same form? Okay, you can use the same form. So the same form can be used for onward journey and downward journey. In which train for return journey, sir? Same Seshadri Express. Here is the form. Give me rupees 3,650 for onward and return journey total. Here is the money, sir. Here are your tickets. Thank you, sir. So actually it begins with the formal way, excuse me or good morning, sir. Yes, good morning. What do you want? How can I help you? What can I do for you? And it ends with a formal way. Thank you very much, sir. This is the thing. And when coming to the third conversation table, I have given a telephonic conversation. So the two models we have seen, face-to-face conversation. But here I would like to give you one telephonic conversation, because how do you start the conversation, how it ends, how do you use the words, all these things we can see here. The principal is complaining to the parent about the performance of the student. So this is a conversation between the principal and the parent about the performance of the student. The boy is not good at studies, so the teacher suddenly called the parent. Nowadays, it happens in every school. First principal, hello, am I speaking to Prasad? Yes, Prasad is speaking. Hello, sir, good morning. I am Tulasiram, principal of AP Residential School, Kamanapalli, or something, Gyarampalli, like that. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you? Fine, thanks. How are you, sir? I'm sorry to say this. Your son, Anvesh, is a highly irregular boy. If he attends, he will be all right. He is always seen with his friends, and he is a little bit disturbance in the class also. Oh, I am sorry to hear that. The father. Sometimes he even argues with the teachers and lecturers here. I see. I don't think the lecturers are happy with your boy. Is it so? He was very good in high school and never got any complaint. Well, I am glad to hear that. It might be because of his bad friendship. I often see him with his friends, very regular. All his friends are regular. I hope you can check. Sir, how is his performance in half-yearly exams? It's not good. He failed in 3 subjects, and his progress report was also sent to your home. Oh God, I'm sad to learn this. Please accept my sincere apologies. Need not apologize. Your son should be sorry. If there is no change in his behavior, severe action will be taken against him. Sorry, sir. I will certainly check this and try to improve his behavior. I'm sure you will do it. Otherwise, your boy will become very bad. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this information. Thank you very much, sir. So this is actually the way he starts the conversation. Here also, the principal begins with hello, and finally the parent says thank you for giving this information in this way. So while always a conversation should begin with some kind of formal greeting, and it should end with some kind of greeting. So thank you in that way. So coming to the end of this session, assignment, let us see. These are given in the textbook. Construct a dialogue between two students to introduce themselves on the first day of college and their conversation about their school, college, and hometown. So it is between the two students. So one says, I am so and so. Another boy says, okay. See, the conversation about their school and hometown. What do they? Where are you coming from? I am coming from Chittoor. What about you? I am coming from Bangarupalam. and how long, what is the distance. In that way, the conversation takes place. So here also the conversation should begin with formal greetings and end with, okay, see you, bye. Let us meet again in that way. Second one, construct a dialogue between a teacher and a student who has not done his homework. Sometimes it happens in the class. So please stand up, those who have not submitted the homework. So certainly one or two boys stand up. So they start the conversation between the teacher and the student. The student says lame causes. A teacher will be again and again putting questions. So this is a very formal conversation. It happens in the classrooms. So it is imaginary conversation. Sometimes it might have happened to us in the classroom. The same things we can put. Write a dialogue between two friends who have met after 2 years. After 2 years, the two friends meet, and how do they? Hello, how are you? What a long time we have met. Yes, the same. How are you? How do you do? Yes, what are you doing now? I'm doing this. Where are you? And in return, he asks in that way. So they take numbers and they want to have a regular touch and correspondence between them in that way. Next, a dialogue between lecturer and a student who is trying to find out from the lecture about the different career options available to him after the intermediate course. It happens. So after completion of intermediate, what they want to do and what are the options available, career options available. So in this way, imagine you are a customer and have gone to Big C mobile shop showroom and you want to buy a cell phone. So here there will be a conversation between the customer and the salesman. This happens. What are the new products, new arrivals? So in that way, the conversation takes place. I hope you can do this at home. At least one or two you can practice. So mainly for this, regular usage of language is important. Otherwise, you cannot suddenly. So why? My sincere advice to you, my dear students, is daily you try to speak in English, automatically it improves your language skill, communication. That's nothing but conversation. When you have good language skill means automatically you can build conversation easily. That is a thing. So by and large, the important thing is you should learn one thing. You should practice language daily in class with your friends, with your teachers, lecturers, and all. Automatically, you will be good at building conversation. So, my dear students, hope you have got the things which are interesting and important for your examination point of view. And this is for 5 marks in your examination in IPE. So why you should practice certain conversation items. And there are a few conversation tables given in the textbook also. You just read them, automatically you will get some kind of interest. It is interesting to read conversation. So you see, there are about 10 or 15 conversation models. So you go through them, certainly you will do better. And thank you very much for your patience. Hope you may get well and attend your colleges. So this type of virtual classes may end soon because most of the students are coming to college. So wherever you may be, whether at home or college, so safety and security measures are important. So wear masks, use sanitizers, wash your hands now and then, and be safe, be alert. Thank you very much. Thank you.